Good afternoon. Here is the newest update for Bitcoin for today, the April the 9th. So the markets are opening in red today, especially Nasdaq and the stock market, because of yesterday's Kashkari's comments. And we see today now on daily chart, especially that Bitcoin also couldn't now for the 5th time to break this resistance. We see that the bar, the newest daily bar, is opening now with a bearish, very strong bearish volume. We stick to our plan, as we said that we're expecting that the market goes back again in this wedge and going to the bottom of the wedge. At the same time, we see that we have a very important support at this level. So in case the price goes back to the bottom of this wedge, it will break this one, and that has a very big confluence, and that's the last resort for Bitcoin to hold this line, if not below 65,890 at this level of this support line, which is at 64,133. The market will break, go down then to fill this liquidity and the gaps here, and finally it needs to go to 58, 52, and to fill the gap, which is beginning at 46,000 to around 44,000. And once the market is there, we see now if the market goes at this place, we see that we have a bunch of many gaps here, and that will drive the market back to around 37,609. It will be very difficult if the market, we expecting of course that at that level some pullbacks, reactions. It should be something very unnormal and untypical, if not. And the longer the market stays in this area at around 35 to 50,000, the stronger the bears are getting, because they are pushing the markets much more down, like we are doing in our trading, and that will finally lead the market below 29,000 and then to around 8 to 12,000. On the other side, everything can happen. If you see, for example, a lot of chartists and traders, especially the Bitcoin news agencies, and typically every time the price of Bitcoin is going down and the bears attacking, that bullish news are released. They say Bitcoin goes, they don't say Bitcoin can potentially go. If they say Bitcoin can potentially go to this point, I can live with that, because every time you use the word or the verb can, it implies a possibility, right? So, and we see here also potentially can Bitcoin go higher also to the region around 80 to 85,000. Why not? Even higher. We are using all these levels to sell because the volume is decreasing, right? We make just an technical analysis. Also in this technical analysis, a lot of people are talking about bullish market. We see now that on the larger time frames, this trend line, which has much more meaningful impact than on low time frames, has been broken, right? We see here that the market here at the first time broke this trend line, came down, and then that's the expected pullback. In case the market could rally higher than this trend line, would not be or will not be anymore valid, but we see instead the market is intending and holds its direction to go down, right? So once again, that's just pure basement of any technical analysis. We see here for the first time the market broke, coming back, making pullback, and then some here and some will here then re-enter or enter new in a bearish trend, right? If we use any other technical analysis like the Donchian channels, you can try it yourself. We see here also that for the first time on March the 18th, this channel was broken, and people who are trading Donchian channels, and especially trend followers, for example, they are still short here, very big short, and some are accumulating their positions higher again. And you can use any honestly any kind of technical analysis. You will see that technically we have the uptrend is over, is broken, it's not anymore valid, right? People who are saying this is bullish, they are not looking at these patterns, they are not looking at this formation, they are just watching here, right? Maybe they have positions here or here, and they want the market going higher, right? Instead of looking what is happening now. That's important. Everything here is lost. This is past. This is gone, right? And we all know a good trader should be always skeptical. So therefore, the results of the past, the performance of the past is never a guarantee for the future. Nor we are making analysis that the market is going down, right? Neither the market will go higher. It's only important what the market is doing right the moment. And all these analysts of the Bitcoin news agencies, immediately they are just waiting that the price going down, and instantly, after the first tick bearish, they're publishing this news, Bitcoin goes higher to 200,000, 500,000, even one said, I think. And exactly because I am since 2 months documenting exactly when they are releasing all their news, and exactly it's happening every time Bitcoin coming down. On the other side, they're releasing the Bitcoin that Bitcoin will go lower every time the market's going higher. So therefore, if you trust me, never ever trust those news. Never. I say never, right? You can check yourself, right? You can see when the news has been released, at what time. You go on the chart, look what happened. Was it a red day or a green day bar? And then you can find out for yourself. If you want to live with those news, then that's your own money, right? I take no guarantee for that, no responsibility. That's your own money. So now, from this point of view, some people ask, for example, what is your evidence that the market goes back to 50 or maybe lower? And I answer this question this way. What is your evidence that the market goes to 100K or 1 million K or 800K? We have seen in the history of Bitcoin, especially at this level and now here a little bit higher, right? This is the beginning of Bitcoin. So then we had already these levels, multiple all-time highs, and then the market crashed down. So my evidence are, first of all, the experience as a trader myself, and the experience of 200 years of trading, not mine, but traders whom I learned from, and traders who have been very extremely successful, and traders who are still, yes, at this moment we are talking together, are extremely successful, right? Who are managing billions of dollars, right? They are doing nothing, right? The patterns they are using, the technical analysis they are using, the way they are using, and it has also always a reason that the market at these levels started to go down, right? Nobody wanted to believe that, right? So, and therefore, nobody can believe neither that the market can go back here again, right? So we have seen a lot of top stocks have been going to zero. They are not existing anymore. And we are talking about billion-dollar companies and banks, right? We remember the last October how many banks in the bank crisis went bankruptcy. They have been losing billions of dollars. My second evidence is that Bitcoin, as you think, or maybe most of you who are Bitcoin holders, and I count myself, I was a Bitcoin holder, and luckily I'm not anymore any Bitcoin holder, was believing in a narrative that Bitcoin was made by someone or some group of people. Yes, it was made by a group of people, but nobody told you that this group of people was anyone but, last not least, the government. You don't believe it? Look now the reports that the US government is cooperating with Cardano and Cardano Holdings, and how they are cooperating together to work and to develop projects for the elections. And if you ask yourself now, what is the primary goal of the government, especially the US government, right? Well, BTC was made, most of the cryptos were made or are made by the government because they have the resources, they had the resources, and that way they can control you perfectly, right? This is the ultimate goal, right? I'm not talking about manipulation. I'm talking about the total control. And I think that's not a negative word because of money laundering, terrorism, whatever they want to control, that it never happens again, right? But you understand me, all right? So this is the evidence that every time the government comes into play, we are talking about the narrative that you have been told the market, or you are doing something that is only yours. You can believe in this narrative, but the reality is that digital number you own and you think you own doesn't belong to you. It's not yours. You believe, you think it, you believe it, but it's not yours. It was made by the government. And the government, if they want, they take it off you away. Believe it or not, but that's the fact, right? So we are not going more deeper in this subject. On my Tradingview page, if you go there, I am updating the trade plans. So you scroll it down below the chart, and here you are are the levels that are documented. That means if I wanted to take them away, I would not be able anymore to change that or whatever, right? And I am talking here about how we are trading here, so I make it a little bit smaller. And we see here that I have been these are not the only levels. Now these are the levels downside, but the complete levels you can read below my Tradingview idea. And we see now that the first intention is to go to 71,500, 71,055. The current price of Bitcoin is 71,172. So that means we are just above 115 or 20 pips away from this level, right? So the 72,000 level we got very well. If the market goes higher to around 73,000, then this would be then the second target that we will accumulate our positions. If the market goes to 76,185 or maybe higher to around 80,000, then we will aggressively increase our short positions. How do we do that? Very simple. At the highest level, we are already short. Every time the market comes a little bit higher, we add the positions, and then the market reaches some bullish or some bearish targets. In this case, this is the re-entry, or where the bulls are waiting to get off, right? So that way we will then cut some positions, meaning then taking profit in case the market is running against us. So all those profits will be reinvested again in new short positions before the market is going back. Why this? Because of the world economic situation, because of the Nasdaq, because of the fundamental global situation that are threatening very, very incoming red months. And almost the companies that are, especially in the tech sector, that are holding the Bitcoins, they are in the biggest risk maybe in the history of the stock market, and they will take down the Bitcoin. So the sentiment is extremely deep red, right? We can sometimes have that the sentiment of the market is bearish, but let's say the sentiment is bearish, right? And the market goes higher. That means technically the market is going higher, and then at some point it starts then to fall down, right? Unless the market is going higher against the sentiment and the fundamentals, what are extremely important, better, the fundamentals are creating the technical analysis. We are talking about a trend divergence, because they are diverging, they are going against each other. So what can we do? Unless, let's say, we are in a bullish position, and unless we have not a sell signal based on our trading system, we stay bullish. And when the market gives the first sell signal and the sentiment is still bearish, we immediately, without no doubt, take that short trade. And that's the mistake of a lot of traders. They begin their trading very good, especially in the bullish markets. They are really good, but every time the market starts to fall, they are giving back all those profits, because they are in an emotional trap, greed, that the market goes higher, and they don't see the facts, what the trading system is telling you. So we see that we can also trade both. The fundamentals make the market, and in this case the fundamentals are ruling Bitcoin. Therefore we are in a divergence. And now my second logical argument that we will go down is, we see here for the first time since a very, very long time, the 3 months volatility is breaking down, meaning deep red. That means the market goes higher, right? And as it reached its all-time high, this indicator was green. But now, after the first pullback and then the first trial of the bulls to support this position, this index started to get down, really deep down, from 2.2 million to nearly above zero. That's a very, very big crash. We had, for example, here also these typical signs, but we had a very healthy angel, so it was just expected that we will have some corrections and after a while. But in this case, this volatility is, yes, you can see that it's going very fast down, meaning that very, very big guys are scared and they are selling massively the bitcoins. If they have been investing in Bitcoin miner companies, in Bitcoin technology, whatever, they are now taking out again their money, their capital, and or they are selling all the bitcoins they have to save the companies and maybe the holdings, the assets, the funds, the foundations they have to protect them. And you can protect them only in fiat money, right? If somebody is now maybe thinking that the government is protecting Bitcoin, I can tell you one thing, because I 100% am sure they won't do that. They want maybe to have your companies, but they don't want that you own them. It's about the total control. We see, especially after COVID, how many companies we have seen, big companies, right, have been standing more than 50 years, some more than 150 years, and all have gone bankruptcy or they belong now to the government, right? So be careful if you are trading. If you are trading on low time frame, maybe for some trading friends who are on low time frames, we see on 5-minute and 6-minute charts, this is the wedge we had. The market tried to break it to about 62,130, I guess. It missed it. So once you know you are short and you have already your levels, again on my page here below the trading ideas, right? I show it again how it's looking. The higher the better to sell Bitcoin. Then you scroll it down and finally you can read here trade plan for 8th of until the 30th of April of this year. You mark your levels and just wait your time, and you see each time the market is going then to reach your levels, you just give the market the chance to get above, and then you use your indicators, you wait, you take that trade, you put your stop if you are on day trading, right? The market can happen possibly like here, for example, go against you, you wait because you exit the trade if the market hits your stop. Better you put your stop a little bit higher to give the market the room to develop, and we see then after a while the market is going down. So now we see here, for example, on some people are talking again about a bullish flag. It's not a bullish flag, it is a bearish flag, because we are in a minor trend or bullish trend of the lower time frame, and it is now building this flag, and some say, okay, buy the dip. That's the problem. If somebody is just reading books, watching YouTube videos, and I don't know what to say, right? Where do you see any dip here? If you are very seriously, right? The market on the way up is turning back, and we see many times the market tried to break this resistance. It is not able, right? So what cannot go higher will go deep down, right? Also, the opposite is true. If the market tries, let's say, at this level not to break completely, what cannot break down will go higher, right? That's the rule. Two trading rules, two rules of trading. And if you are a buyer, you must wait, first of all, if the market breaks above this flag, reaches this level, shows any signs of reaction, possibly that way or maybe that way, and then go higher to the next one and break it, makes a pullback better. The market makes 2 or 3 pullbacks, holds above, then makes in minimum 2 higher highs and 2 lower lows, and then at this level, then I would say the market will go higher. I will take a risk. Why? Because the market has been closing here, meaning the sellers are not attacking the market holders or the buyers, and the buyers say, we want to go higher, let us talk or negotiate if we are higher again about a fair price. If you are going now, let's say, to buy the market here, the market comes here and you are very happy, what will you do? That the market goes down. Look here. Look at the formations we had during the last hours here. And we see here on low time frame now, the market made here a new higher high, because the high is higher than this local, but the market made on the same time new low, right? I hope you can see that. So what do we know of this formation? Is a broadening pattern, right? Again, and we see here the market made then new higher highs, then this low broken, low lows. Here the market made again new higher highs, then new low lows on the same time, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. The same here, 1, 2, right? New low low, new higher high. And if you have been watching my last videos, broadening patterns, where are broadening patterns happening? At the key levels, right? We have in minimum 4 cycles, we have here now more than 4 cycles, meaning the bulls tried really everything, but they lost, and therefore the market is going down again, because whatever they did, this resistance could not be broken, right? Even though you can say that the levels can be broken, look here. How many resistances are awaiting? How much bears are waiting to attack them? And each time they attack them, they drive the prices higher, and more traders are losing. If not the capital, they are losing biggest parts of the profits, right? Almost day traders, holders, and so on. So, and each time, and that trading is a war, yeah? So, meaning that all these bullish levels, bullish take profits levels are our entries. And why it matters, before I take any trade, I put myself in the position of my enemy, right? In this case, my enemies are the bulls. And if I am bullish, then the enemies are the bears. Before I take any trade, I ask myself, if I take the trade, at which point, where will the bulls attack me? Where will the bulls start their first reactions? Where will the bulls start to take my money away, right? And I mark them. So, meaning I copy their strategy, but then I use also the strategy, not always only their entries, but also where would I put my profit targets if I would be bullish, and that way then I am successful with this strategy. But you don't need to copy it or make it. You can do it if you like, but you will have also your own strategy. But it's always healthy before you take any race or competition, and especially in trading, we are in the highest competitive world of race what you can name, because it's about money, and trading is war. It's a real fight. We are talking here about existences. Put yourself always in the opposite direction, right? And also if you are bull, right, say at which point will the bears attack us. I know you can't be logical, because you will be very, very emotional, because 99% of Bitcoin traders, Bitcoin holders are emotional because they are bullish. So I doubt if they could do that. But if you belong to those 1% who really wants to make money, then ask yourself first, if you want to go to be bullish, right? So let's say, I know you knew where the price is. Let's say the price is now here, and you are reading news that the market will go higher to 73, and you want to take the trade here, right? Ask yourself, where will the bears suddenly attack me? Where should I put my stop, right? You can put your stops here. If you put your stop here, you have lower risk, but over 90% probability that the market hits back. How do I see that? Even before I take the trade, I see that the speed of the market here is too fast. We have here many picks here. Here, for example, the movement is a little bit slowly. That's good. This is very fast. This is very fast. This is very fast, and we see then the market stops here and then goes higher to fill that gap and so on, right? And we see here many times the bulls are attacking you. So as day trader, new traders I sometimes talk with, telling me, no, I must make everyday money. That's, I don't know what to call that, right? You can make every time money if you have your own shop or business, something like that, but never in trading. It's impossible. You are living in a perfect narrative illusion world, right? In a fancy. And if you think that way, then maybe before you take the next trade, I can recommend you stop trading, stop trading, switch off your device or computer desk or whatever you're watching the prices. Do something else, but please don't do trading, because soon you will lose your money. Nobody can give you a guarantee that you can make money every day. There are traders who are talking about winning months, not winning days or hours, meaning they have days of trading, but at the end of the month they should be profitable. Therefore they have the daily stop. So we are talking here about the best traders, or the best 100 traders worldwide that never had a losing month, but not a losing day. Of course they have losing days, even losing weeks, but their performances are displayed in monthly performance because of consistency, because of market conditions, trading system, and mostly about their discipline that they put every day, every time in the market. And of course they are making day trading. So we are now in the wedge. As you can see, this is here the big wedge. The market is going into the wedge. Why this trading strategy works? Because not only you and me, millions of traders know these wedges, they trade these wedges. Why do Fibonacci or EMA or indicators you are using working? Because they are displaying what's happening in the market, right? So that's the reason, the logical reason I can tell you, and I have also shown you some market indicators that are confirming that we are going down, the market is not going to break it, and if doing potentially how far the market can go and why the market will turn back, because the volume is not increasing, meaning then we have another divergence. Typically the volume has to increase if it is a rally, but the volume is not increasing. Then we have divergences of RSI. The higher the market goes, the more often we have RSI divergences, meaning some are not accepting that place. And of course there are bulls. The more the price rises, the more scared they get, so they think about taking profit. So we are not talking about the bears only, but also about the bulls, right, who are taking profits here. They say, okay, you know, they are very strong, better I take the profit than I lose my money. And each time they take profit, they create new sell orders, and that puts the market under pressure, right? Have a good day and have a very good profitable day.